Hey, what's up guys, Psycho Penguin here, and in today's video we're going to be doing a new series called Map Tips. Pretty straightforward, you can probably guess what it's about, and we're going to be starting on the first map, Siege of Shanghai. So, this is a series for people who are new to the battlefield, and it explains what uh, capture points are most important to have. So let me just turn on my UI because I turned it off for now. So we are on the US team. The US team spawns where I am right there. I think it could vary. You could spawn on the other side, but we're going to be starting over here. So this is where you're going to spawn. You spawn here. And let me turn my UI off again. And we are going to be starting off with the first capture point. And this capture point is going to be this parking garage right here. Or in this case, the residential area. So this is the first capture point you will get to. And the reason it's so important, as you hear me capturing it right now, the reason it's so important is once you capture it, the team that has captured this flag, a tank spawns. So let's say I am on the US team. The US team has captured every single flag but A. The tank right here. And the CN team owns A. And then, I'll actually leave my UI on to explain this. And they have B, C, D, and E, and the CN team can spawn at A, and all the armor is on the bridge in between C and D. The tank will be able to back rage all that armor on that bridge, so that could be a problem. So this is a really important flag to hold, because if you don't hold it, the enemy team can spawn in a tank, and if you're not aware, it's happened to me, your armor could get flanked. So now let's go on to the second objective. If I can drive here. This next objective is going to be the Metro, or B. This flag is still important because you get... I don't know why this flag is important. I'm bad. But it's still important because if you don't have A, this has happened to me actually, and you have B, and the enemy team has A, and your armor has already pushed up to B, they can spawn on that tank and back rage all your armor. So also an important tip, if you want to keep these rooftops, there is a elevator right here. You want to try to hold these rooftops as much as possible. So the reason is, as we go up here, I'll explain when we get up to the top, is you have line of sight on this roof, that roof over there, and all of B, as my thing just blows up. And also you can go over here and you have line of sight on A. So this rooftop, as well as this rooftop, are really important to hold. And our next objective is actually going to be probably the most important of the map, is going to be C. Now, I'm going to actually drive to C and tell you guys why it's so important. And you can probably guess, because it's on the tower, you have line of sight on most of the objectives. I would say you have line of sight on B and um, uh, B and D, and from there you can get to A and E. So here we are at C, and so right here you have line of sight on this rooftop, and those two rooftops. And you also get sort of a line of sight on that rooftop a bit. And on this side, you have line of sight on these rooftops that I told you have to hold. You have line of sight on that rooftop. You basically have line of sight on all these rooftops. I'm not saying you can get to all of them, but a lot of them you can. So you can parachute to those two. I think you can parachute to that, and I think you can parachute to that. If not, there's always transport choppers that can take you there. So this is a really important flag to hold. And here on D, you also can jump down and capture objectives like I'm doing right now, and you can jump on the roof and own the roof really easily. So let's say the enemy team has D and you have C, and they own the roof. You can jump down, you can get a squad of guys to jump down and take out the guys on this roof. So just like B, it's one of those flags that is less important, but it's still good to have. And E and A are really important because they both spawn tanks, and if you don't have those objectives, you can get back raged. Your armor can get back raged, and so yeah. And that's basically it. So A and E are really important, and C. Now the problem that happens on most of them, on this map at least, is everyone fights over C. So one team, the whole team fights over C. So let's say the US team, my team, fights over C. They capture it, but yet they don't have A, B, D, or E. So they basically only have C. But the good thing is they can easily capture A, B, and D because of because they can parachute onto the rooftops, get line of sight on those objectives, and easily capture them. So don't only fight over C, even though it gives you a huge advantage. Like you see your whole team is fighting over this objective. Just go capture other objectives. Go capture E. Go capture their back objectives, because it gives you a huge advantage, because E spawns a tank, it'll take a lot of infantry and vehicles of their resources to come back and capture it from you. So it's really good to capture the back objectives of the other team. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Bye bye.